Okay, sure. And I see that one participant who raised her hand. Sweet, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Are you ready for the game?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, great. So here are the rules, guys. First, I will give both of you 1 minute to think about two true interesting facts about yourself and one plausible lies. Okay, one lie and then two facts. And after that, uh, Ida will share those things first and let Sweet to guess which one is false and which one is true. Okay? And then after that, we
Okay,
will
okay.
we will do it vice versa. Sweet telling the things and then Ida will guess about it. Okay, guys? Are you ready? Ida and Sweet, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, so I will give you 1 minute. Start from now.
Two lies and one lie and
Yeah, one lie and
two.
two facts.
One lie
Okay.
and two facts
Uh-huh.
about myself, right?
Yes, about yourself.
Two facts.
So we will see how they guess each other.
So, so am I gonna start first or?
Yeah, Ida will start first. You have
So,
30 seconds left.
I. Oh God. Oh my God. I forgot your name. I love to read.
Oh, no,
I
no,
love
no.
to.
I mean, you still have time to think about it.
Oh, I sorry.
It's okay, it's okay. Calm down, Ida. Okay, I think the time is up. Ida, are you ready?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. Go ahead.
So basically, I
Okay.
love to read. The second one is yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh,
can
I
hear you.
love
What's the
to.
first one?
don't tell which one is lie, which one is facts. Just tell the things.
All right. I love
Mhm.
to read. I love to sleep, and I love to cook.
Okay. Read, cook. Which one? Okay. Sweet.
I think the lie is everyone loves to sleep. Everyone loves to eat. But I think you're sorry, but I think it's the number three that you love to cook.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Oh,
Oh, yay!
that's right. Oh my God. Great.
Woo.
Wow, amazing. You're such a great sweet. Now your turn. We will do
Yeah.
it vice versa.
Okay.
Tell your
I have
things.
I have two facts and one lie. I am a
Uh-huh.
baker. I am a survivor of a disease, and I am a singer. Which one?
Oh, Ida, you have to guess. Come on.
I think the lawyer one is num the number two, I guess.
A survivor? It's a fact. I'm a
Oh.
survivor of a disease. The lie is I'm not a singer at all. Miko is a singer, not me.
Wow.
Sorry, I'm not a singer. So I'm a baker. Yeah, I'm a baker. I'm a cook,
Oh,
Whoa, we
and
have
I
a
am
chef
a
here.
survivor. Yeah,
We have
but I'm not a singer.
a beautiful, strong woman who bake. Oh my God, everyone. Wow. Someone said in the comment section as it is a stereotype for Filipinos. Yeah, I think a lot of Filipinos sing very well.
Yeah, but I think it's not me. I think it's Miko because I'm singing the song again.
Whoa, great. Maybe we will have some time to hear the voice next time. Thank you, Ida and Sweet, for participating in our mini games. And now um, we're heading to the most awaited session, the question and answer with Paabu. As I said earlier, you can use the raise hand feature and unmute yourself to deliver the question. And don't forget to state your name and your home institution. Or instead, you can just write your question in the chat box, then I will read it aloud for Paabu and everyone here. Also, please state your name and your home institution while you write the question. Oh, and before we jump into the question and answer section, I would like to remind you that the attendance list, the committee already shared the attendance form in the chat box, and you will be eligible to access the form until the closing of today's event only. So make sure you fill it before the session ends, okay? Yes, there's the attendance link on the chat box, everyone. You can check it on the chat box. Now, while you guys fill the attendance list, I think we will start the question and answer session. So, wow, we have a question already here. Oh my God. First, oh, I think I will choose the raise hand. First, we have Deliza. Hello, Deliza.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
I actually want to ask something about the Baduy people because it was not during the lecture about their health. I just want to ask if Baduy people, Baduy people seek and receive help from public hospitals, or they just merely rely on Oriental medicine like herbal therapy and the likes.
Okay, maybe Pa Abu, will you answer it right away or?
Okay, Dian. Yes, thank you, Delisa. Very interesting question. Yes, I missed that one in my presentation. Yes. Yes, what about the health? Health, yeah, okay. This is also one of the issue to address. Yes, especially with the inner Baduy. Yes, they do not know the modern medication, so modern health support. So what they do, for example, when someone is sick, for example, they will need their oriental medication. Yes, right, Elisa. For example, they will ask, for example, from herbs, yeah, from herbs or from some other that they have known for generation. Sometimes they ask the assistance from the spiritual, from the Pu'un to cure the disease when and it happens, it hits people, for example. This is especially with the inner circle community, there is a, but with the local one, with the outer one, I think now they start to accept the modern health support. So, for example, they come to the local polyclinic offered by the governments. So, what is interesting, Delisa, during this pandemic time, I read some news from how the Bali people can survive this pandemic COVID-19 because they manage to abide by this regulation. For example, they they do not they do not wear masks, but for example, they they avoid gathering, and also because their activity is very physical, working in the farm. For example, you know that COVID-19 now happens with those people who work indoor, right? Like us, like students, like lecturers who work inside building with air conditions. We are, lacking the sunlight. So that's where the virus coming. But with these body people, I don't say it is zero case, but maybe because the tracing and the testing is not also intensive. So this says that these body people have a very few cases of COVID-19, although they don't wear any mask in their daily activity. I think maybe that's one of the local wisdom. For example, they have, for example, what we call maybe disinfectant, but they have their own disinfectant, which is made from herbs or from trees or something. Yeah, that's what is amazing. So they have their own traditional medications. There is especially uh, with the inner body group, but also I think in general, maybe they tend to have a better health condition than us. Maybe because of the food. There is the food is the rice and everything is very pure. They do not use, for example, much oil, yeah, or like MSG or something. The food is very clean, and also the water is also very clean, and also the air is of course very fresh. And I think that what make the health condition of body people is, sometimes it's an hour. So I think that's what we need to learn from them, even during this COVID-19 pandemic. Thank you, Delisa. Thank you for asking that very interesting issue.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Salamat po,
Okay.
Delisa.
Okay, thank you, sir, for the answer. Now we will move to the next question. Um, I see there's a question in the chat box first from Crystal. Aside from the type of living that inner and outer body community have, what is the difference between the two? Do they share the same practices too? Also, aside from the color of their headscarf, how are they identified differently?
Who's the question from? Diane?
From Crystal.
Crystal.
Yeah.
Is it inner and outer, yeah? Yes. What is very very different between inner and outer is that first the inner one is very limited. So it's limited to they count by house. So the number of the house is only 40 houses. That means 40 families. So, and they have very more strict regulation in terms of some taboos, in terms of influence from outsider. For example, no technology at all, no electricity at all, no use of pesticide at all. For example, that is one of the regulation applied to inner body circle. So when and then how when the number of people grow, the house, the family can grow, right? So how to keep the number 40? So that's one of the rule is by watching who abide by the rule most and who disobey the rule. So when people disobey the rule, then they expel the family and then they move to outside of the community. So Crystal, there's this kind of regulation because they need to maintain this small number of the inner body community. That's from the rule. And from the clothes, as I mentioned earlier, Crystal, one of the main difference is that the headscarf. Headscarf, so you can tell from the headscarf, oh, that's outer, or that's inner. When the color is white, so that is inner. When the color is uh, uh, dark blue or black, that is outer. And also with the bottom one, the bottom part. So the inner is always wearing skirt, Crystal. Even it's male are always wearing skirt. But the outer one, sometimes they wear short, so not only skirt. That's physical appearance. But that's one. The most important one is, for example, yeah, with the technology avoidance at all. So for example, even the visitors, when the visitors the visitors can get the camera, can get the photos, pictures with outside community, but not with the inside group. So they will have, they may pick up the camera if the the visitors insist on using the camera. That's Crystal. Difference between inner and outside.
Thank you so much, sir, for answering my question.
Yes. Maraming salamat po, Crystal.
Maraming salamat din po.
Thank you very much, sir. And then now we have someone raise the hand here. Hakim Rahman, are you there? Hakim Rahman, are you there? You're raising the hand, right?
Yes, yes, it's me.
Okay.
Hi, sir. My name is Hakim Rahman. I'm from Malaysia. Um, just now you mentioned that as a tourist, you should not swim on the river on Friday. can you mention any other don'ts that the tourists should not do when they're visiting the Baduy people area?
Okay, Hakim, thank you. Are you from UITM or from?
I'm from UITM.
Okay, is it from which campus? Which Sawangan, Hakim?
Puncak Alam campus,
Oh,
sir.
okay. What is your major, Hakim?
International business.
Wow, okay. Yes, Hakim, yes. There's some prohibition, yes, some don'ts that you go to when you go to Bali. Yes, for example, yes, that's why, Hakim, one of them is swimming, not in all part of the river, Hakim, in certain part. I know that maybe, some river have a deeper part, Hakim, yeah? Deep, and also maybe, the contour is not very smooth, maybe there's some rock inside, maybe. And I believe that this, and sometimes also there is a whirlpool of water, Hakim, in the river. And that's what the Badu people, they know it. Where is the whirlpool? Where is the deep part of the river? They know it. That's why they say, don't swim here. You can swim there, you can swim here, but not here, not here, not here. But that children, the young people from Jakarta, from the big city, just ignorant. They just swim, and that's what happened. Bad thing happened. Another prohibition. For example, Hakim, you're not supposed to bring your camera, your mobile phone when you visit the inner circle community. That's also very strict. That's wrong. And then also, yes, of course, you are not supposed to, for example, to destroy vegetation, Hakim. For example, you cut off the trees or whatever on the way, or when you are hiking, for example, they want to keep, yeah. And also, you need to also respect the culture and the belief. For example, you don't jeopardize, for example, or they say, or this is very foolish person. Why don't? Yes, for example, yeah. There's some of the don'ts that you need to know when you visit the body people. And also, for example, when you come and visit the body, for example, the inner body, you are not supposed to use any lighting. You're not supposed to bring, for example, torch or flashlight, for example, when you visit night, especially. So that's also another prohibition. But I cannot tell you all, Hakim, but that's some of the prohibition that I think as visitors we need to be respectful and to be mindful. Yeah, and I think that's also important. And one of the more important one is, as I mentioned in the last slide, Hakim, the rubbish. Yeah, sometimes people from Jakarta, from large cities, they just very ignorant. They bring and food and content just drop everywhere. That's also one of the concern that the body. Yeah. So maybe that's some of the value and the prohibition.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Terima kasih, Hakim.
Terima kasih juga.
Okay, thank you so much, sir, for the answer. And I see there's a lot of question here in the chat box, sir. So, ladies and gentlemen, I know you guys so excited to ask some question to Mr. Abu, but unfortunately, we have no more time left for question and answer. So,
Dian,
I will. Yes, sir.
what about that question in the chat box? Can we just address that one?
Yes, I will choose one question in the chat box for the last question, sir. So here we have question from Lamuel. Maybe you want to deliver it by yourself or just I read the question?
Lamuel, which one?
The first question one, sir.
Can you read it for me?
Okay, I will read it. I actually adore how the Baduy community protects and preserves the nature, specifically the mountains and forests. I'm curious as to how we could help the indigenous community who seeks for nature's preservation and cultivation. So the question is, why is it that despite many environmental issues awareness campaigns, law passed to help protect the environment and having numerous environmental organizations who fight for environmental rights, we cannot still alleviate the problem in the lack of trees? So that's the question, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Trees.
Daniel, yes, thank you. That's very challenging questions, Daniel. Yes, I think this one is deforestation is one of the challenges. I think that's not only for Indonesia. I think that's also from other countries in ASEAN, especially. Yeah, we from must be the forest fire and everything. Yeah, I think what is interesting is that, Daniel, we learn from the Baduy community, although their farming is still very open farming. Yeah, it's slice and burns, but they can manage. You know, they classify the forest. This is the forest for farming. This is the forest for conservation. This is the forest housing and everything, and that's amazing. But what happened is, yes, that's Daniel. Uh, the threat is from outsider, yeah, from outside the community, farming and everything, and illegal logging. That's also another challenge, Daniel. Yeah, I know that the laws have been passed, but sometimes, Daniel, the implementation of the law is not as strict and as good as it is expected. We have laws banning no illegal logging, no, for example, this is with the sand mining. In Indonesia, that's also one of the challenge. When people destroy the hill area only to to dig, to exploit the sand exploitation, illegal logging. That's our weakness, I think, Daniel. I think I agree with you that this is our challenge. Yeah, we need to learn from the Baduy people who rely on the nature, and they keep it and then sustain, make the land sustainable for their life and also for the life of the future generation of offspring. But what happened is that outsider, like people like us who try to be ignorant with the nature, illegal logging, for example, that's the big business. In Indonesia, we have problem here. I think we share a problem in Borneo with the Malaysian people. Yeah, when the illegal logging in Borneo, that is the corporation, the large business who, I don't say they work together with the government. I double quote the government here, but then, government officer who allows this destruction of the nature, illegal logging, deforestations, and, sand mining and everything, which is unfortunate. And I think this also will threaten the life of the community of the Baduy. That's why sometimes this Baduy, they during the Thanksgiving celebrations, Daniel, they talk to the local government, to the local governor, how they need to preserve the area, because the area becomes smaller and smaller, and that is a real threat for the people of Baduy, Daniel. So I think I agree with you, Daniel, that one of the challenges of this indigenous communities, I think that's also happening as the communities, that the number, the size of the area becomes smaller and smaller because of the outsider, because of the destruction made by the outsider people. And what we need to learn is that from this Baduy people, how they really rely on the nature, and then how they conserve the nature to make the life more sustainable for our life now, and of course for the life of our generation in the future.
Okay, thank you very
Thank,
much,
thank you
Papa,
so
for
much, sir.
the answer. And because of the great enthusiasm, sir, is it okay if we answer all the questions? We have 6 questions in the chat box and 2
Okay, Diane,
more raised hand.
yeah, I think I still have time.
Okay. Wow, I see the smile from Mary there. Hi, Mary. Would you ask a question right away?
Hi, magandang umaga or good morning. I'm Mary Venus from the University of the Immaculate Conception. So my question is in connection with the previous question that you have already answered, sir. You know that the indigenous people, especially the Bandoy one, have the strong connection with the forest, with the land, with the nature. My question is there a right for them that they own the land or the nature that they are staying, and how does the government of Indonesia protect these rights from other people getting an influence between those indigenous people? And that would be all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mary. Magandang umaga too. Yes, from UIC, I know Dr. Rene Babiera. Okay, he's my close friend, Dr. Rene Babiera, Dr. Mamonong. Yeah, so that's also one of my friends. Yes, I think this is a very interesting question to Mary. Yes, land owning regulation, who belong to land. Yes, among the Baduy community, as I mentioned earlier, so one of the rules of the PUN is that this land belongs to our ancestors and it's belong to everyone. So among the community members, there is no land possession or land buying or land selling. So the land is used for everyone. So there's no, for example, oh, this land belongs to me, or there's no certificate of the land. So the land all belong to the community and it's managed by the pu'un, by the spiritual leader, by the jaro or the leader. Yeah, Mary? So for example, they decide, for example, for farming this year, which area of land should be used for farming, which area of land. So because they like nomadic farming. So this year they open up the land this side, and then after that they move to another one, so that to let this used land to grow again. But there is no personal possession of the land. So the land belongs to the ancestor, and the land belongs all to the community group. But that is the case with the outsider. Yeah, Mary. So because outsider, they come and they also want to make use of the land. That is the concern of the local community with the local government. So they ask the government to guarantee that this land is reserved for their community, for the people, not was it one accommodated or owned or bought by someone else. But that is the challenge, as Daniel just mentioned about the deforestation. That's also land owning. Also, the issue is with the outsider, especially with the government. So I think that's the Thanksgiving celebration, the annual one, is one way of the Baduy people, the leader of the Baduy, how they maintain ownership of the land by talking to the government that you need to consider us as your legal citizen. So as the legal citizen of Indonesia, we have the right to own this land and to protect our land from the destruction made by outside. So that's the issue, Mary. So for them, among the people, there is no personal ownership of the land. So you cannot have certificate of the land. So your house, your farming, all belong to everyone. You can only use the land for farming, but not owning of land. I hope this is your question, Mary.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for talking about the ancestral domain, and thank you very much for sharing.
Yeah, thank you. Salamat po, Mary.
Thank you very much, sir, for the answer. And we will have another question from the question box. I think I will mix the question. It is from Sarah Aisha and Lady. They ask about similar topic. How do the people in Baduy deal with health? Do they go to the clinic or hospital? Especially during this pandemic, how they deal with pandemic life, and do they get some vaccine, sir?
Okay. Yes, I'm not sure now with the vaccination. That's the last question, yeah. I'm not sure now with the vaccination, but as far as I know, even in my village, now they start to have vaccinations, but some people are still avoiding the vaccination because they I don't know, they watch the news on television, or they hear news from some who get sick after vaccination. So some people are afraid, but they also believe that, especially if they mobile enough, because now the government also in Indonesia, for example, require, if you need to travel, they need to ask the vaccination certification. So some people now, they start to get vaccination, but I'm not sure now with the people about it. But what the news is that the number of cases among Bali people is very low. That's one. I think one of the reasons is they have strong immunity. I think the first one is because they are rarely isolated from others. So they do not make contact with other people from outside. So maybe that's one of the reasons why the virus does not get into the community. So that's one of the reasons. And the second one is because they work outside physically, and that's also what make their physique is very strong. So they always under the sunshine. So when the government of Indonesia, for example, encourage people to go outside and have sunbath, and the Bible say, hello, we do it every day for hours and hours, so we have no problem with that one. And also with the food, and also maybe I think they have their own medication. Yeah, herb medication or oriental or natural medication. Another reason is with the COVID pandemic, I think because of the low tracing and testing among the community, maybe that's one of the reasons also we do not know more information about cases. But I hope the first one is true because they have strong immune system. For example, even if they have maybe light or mild flu or influenza, then they get their own medications, and I think they can have their own quarantine or something, so that they don't need to have PCR testing, for example, Hakim, yeah, so but they can heal themselves without knowing that this is COVID or this is not. As long as they can survive, and then that's still good. But that's what I hear, that the cases as not as bad those people in big city like in Jakarta or in Bandung. Do I answer your questions, Dia? Anything else not answered yet?
Yes, yes, sir. Thank you so much. I think that's answer all the question. Now we will move to the participant who raised the hand here. But before we continue the question and answer, I would like to remind you again, for the raised hand participants, Jahil and Jeno will be the last participants to ask question, okay? And the rest of the question are on the chat box. So Jahil, maybe you're ready with the question?
Okay, ma'am. Hello, sir. Good day. I'm just wondering if this kind of communities are far from influence of the modern world, so they have less contact from the outside world. I am wondering what is the life expectancy rate in this community, especially the inner circle of the Baduy community.
Okay, thank you, Jahil. Yes, so this is another health issue among the community. Yes. Okay, so the first one, I cannot answer for sure what is the life expectancy rate, but in general, yes. I think these people have stronger stronger physical endurance and strength because of this physical life. Yeah, when you talk about sedentary life, this is a common phenomenon that we have now among the young people in the world with the digital technology. Yeah, with the gadget now, the young people, they rarely move. They stay, yes, patient and gluing to the gadget and everything. And this is a big health problem among the young people in the big cities. But this doesn't happen to people in the village, among the body people, because they keep mobiling. They work outside in the farm, in the rice field, in the river. So this is one of the aspects that make sometimes the health condition for them, the physical strength is much better. But of course, they still also have issue with this health problem. For example, yes, especially for example with the birth, yeah, pregnancy and birth, Jahil, yeah. Yes, for example, for the insider, they do not have this midwife or yes, the help of assistant of the midwife. So maybe the helper is from the community. I think yeah, it's like maybe elderly who are knowledgeable. I think that's happened also in my village. When I was born, I was not helped by a midwife. I was helped by, we call it in Sundanese we call it paraji. Paraji is midwife but traditional, yeah, like a local, like kampung paraji. Yeah? I don't know, Hakim, do you have one in Malaysia? Traditional midwife.
I think we have, but we don't call it. There's a term for it. I forgot what it was called.
Is that bidan beranak or what in Malaysia?
Yeah.
Is it dukun beranak?
Dukun beranak. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I think.
In Indonesia, it's called dukun beranak or paraji, but in Indonesia.
Yes.
So it's a traditional midwife, yeah, who help. But I think now the government of Indonesia, I think now trying to certify this dukun beranak, yeah, this female midwife helper. So now they give training. They give training to this dukun beranak, to this traditional midwife, how to provide, good health services for the pregnant woman and for the giving birth woman. So this one, and now they also now have the community, now also the government, the local government, they provide a mobile midwife for Bali. The mobile midwife and also the mobile tutor in the Bali community. So I think I have, maybe next time I can show you another video of a teacher. I think the teacher is, I'm not sure if one of them is graduating from UPI too. So this is one graduate from Sundanese department. His name is Pa Asep something, and his wife is a midwife. So
Wow.
the husband is a teacher, and the wife is a midwife. I think the wife is Pa Asep is from Sukabumi, Bobat.
Oh,
Originally from Sukabumi. That's maybe later on. Maria, I think we'll talk about Cipta
Ah.
Gelar, yeah.
yeah, she will.
Maria will talk about Cipta Gelar. That's from Sukabumi, because that's also, I think Cipta Gelar and Baduy has kind of relations, and I think also Pa Asep, an alumni from Sundanese department, I think, Bobat Sundanese department, long time ago, maybe back in 1980s, I think. So he now dedicated himself. I think he often appear on television. Bobat, you can Google YouTube Asep. What's his full name? Asep.
Okay, let me try to Google it.
Yeah, Asep. You can say Asep Baduy something. And his wife is a midwife, so his wife is a mobile midwife. So she helped, the delivery and everything.
Is it Asep Kurnia, Pak Abu?
Yes, Asep Kurnia, yes, that's right. Yes, you can Google it, you can find it. So I think he is one of the, I don't say celebrity of Baduy, because he is often on TV by Andi F. Noya and everything, because that's he dedicates himself to the people in the Baduy. So he and his wife. So the wife is the midwife, the mobile midwife. So she walk from one place to another to assist help with the Baduy who are sick. Yeah, I think that's maybe another job the government is to provide a mobile doctor maybe next time. Yeah, but the doctor is only available in the local polyclinic. So the Baduy people, if they want to see the doctor, they need to walk to the closest polyclinic, which take maybe 1 hour, 2 hour walking with that bumpy road to the local polyclinic. So that's mobile. So they have mobile teachers. And that's the picture I saw just now on my slide is Pa Asep Kurnia. So when he helped with people. So that's the health conditions. So I think the life expectancy is similar to the Indonesian people in general. Yeah, Jahil. Oh, what do you know? What is the life expectancy of Indonesia? Is it 60 or 55?
I'm not sure. I think it's around 60, I think.
Yeah, and that is our, what's it called, Bobat? Pension age, yeah, Bobat.
Yeah.
In Indonesia, the pension
most
age
of the
is 60. Yeah, 60. So I think that's also indicates our life expectancy. So Jahir, sorry, I cannot say you exactly what is the life expectancy, but I think it's similar to the Indonesian people in general.
Okay, thank you, Pa Abu, for answering the question. I hope it answer your curiosity, Jahil. And today I will move to the question in the chat box. We have a question from Daniel. He asked about the case of outside knowledge being contradictory to the tradition or culture. How do people in Baduy react to that kind of knowledge, sir?
Yes. For example, that's one. The knowledge of literacy, Daniel, for example, reading and writing. Yes, as I mentioned, for example, yes, as you hear from the video just now, for example, they said, why should my children learn how to read to write if they can live their life? For example, why should I send my children to schools? Because the school is also located outside, they need to walk 1 or 2 hours to school. Why should I ask my children, for example, with the medication, for example, There's a question from Mary, from who? Deliza, for example. Why should we need a professional midwife, for example, when we can help? This Dukun Brana said, we can help with the birth, the delivery, with the labor. I should, for example. And to a certain extent, maybe this is right. I know that what happened now in Indonesia, for example, when the government certify this traditional midwife, for example, with introducing modern method of laboring, of delivering the baby, for example, what happened now in Indonesia? Now there is a common trend, in delivery, that is Caesar operation, which is a common trend among Indonesian young mothers, for example. Probably because they want to pick up good, what's it called, beautiful
Body
date,
shape.
body shape, and also a beautiful date for the birthday, right, Paul?
Yeah.
So they pick up the cesarean,
the C-section. The C-section is more preferable.
C-section. But they say that no, many traditional midwives reject the idea of C-section because for them it is not natural.
Yeah.
But this modern midwife, sometimes they are not patient enough to wait for the delivery process, because sometimes it takes longer, maybe half an hour, 1 hour. For them, it's just too long. They prefer to have C-section. But for this midwife, they say, no, let everything happen naturally. This is the nature given by God, that delivery should be in normal condition. We no need for C-section, for example.
Oh,
that is an example.
So everything is fixable, even when the baby's position is upside down and everything.
Especially with certain, for example, cases, But that case is also maybe rare because what happened to our modern female now in big cities because of a lack of movement, right?
Yeah.
Again, sedentary life.
Yes.
That's why the doctor asked the pregnant woman, can you walk with your husband every day, every morning, walk for 1 kilometer? And the body people, we walk every day from one hill to another hill. So that's also one of the, so sometimes the idea of, for them, reading and writing on the paper, that is not the point. The point is, if my children can count, for example, can count how many bananas I can sell, how many durians, how many, this one was on the palm sugar, and how much money. As long as my child can do it, I don't mind. That's okay. That's fine. You don't need to go to school. Okay, so that's an example of experiential learning, But that's also, I think, maybe that's some rejection, Daniel, from outside knowledge, including that, for example, the use of electricity, the use of metal in building the house, because for them, using nail, it may hurt the trees, for example. I think that's also now our common problem now. Look at the trees in the big cities. The trees suffer because people nail something, nail flyer, poster, everything on the trees. And that's now a big problem now in the big cities. So for them, we are not supposed to hurt the trees by putting nail, even when we build the house. So the house should be nail free, should be metal free. So maybe, Daniel, that's one of the consideration why they, kind of rejection to outside knowledge or outside.
Oh, okay.
Anything else, Dian?
Thank you. Yes, thank you, sir. We have Jeno here, sir. Jeno raising his hand. Yes.
Okay, so good day, everyone. I would just like to ask, is there any specific roles or jobs between men and women which can only be done by a specific gender?
Oh, thank you, Reno. Wow, that is very gender
question.
Very gender sensitive, Reno. Thank you, Reno. Yes, I said earlier that this is patriarchal community. I think it's most system in the world, right? In our system in Indonesia, in Philippines, in Malaysia, I think patriarchal. I think in the world, even the world is male, right? That's why, for example, I don't know, what do you say in the Philippines? You know, do you say motherland or fatherland? You know,
Sir,
what do you say in the Philippines? Do you say motherland or fatherland to your country?
inang bayan, sir.
So what is in English? Fatherland or motherland in English?
Motherland.
Oh, motherland. Oh, so you're good. Like in Indonesia. In Indonesia, we say motherland. Good. I think in Malaysia too. Yeah, I think we say. They say, what do you say, Hakim? Ibu Pertiwi or Ibu Negara?
I think it's Ibu Negara, if I'm not mistaken.
Hakim? Ibu Negara.
Yeah. Yeah, Ibu Negara.
Okay, I
Oh,
think
Ibu Negara.
Malaysia is the same. In Indonesia, we call it Ibu Pertiwi Hakim. I think, but it's the English version is motherland. I think most of us use motherland. But if you go to US, they say fatherland, right? In US. So I think Asia, ASEAN, I think Asia, I think we are more gender sensitive. I think we are more feminist, yeah, pro-feminist than those people in United States because they say fatherland. Yes. So with this patriarchal community, for example, leaders, are all male. So the pu'un, spiritual leader, the jaro, and everything, they all male. There's no pu'un female, pu'un, no jaro female jaro. So it's all male. But what is interesting is that working outside, it is equal. So both male and female can work outside. So working in the farm, that's all for male and female. So for example, in gathering, that's also male and female, for example. But maybe with traveling, traveling, I think it's also more limited for female. I think that's maybe in relation to physical strength, right? Maybe because a male are stronger physically, so they can walk hundreds of kilometers, for example, going to Jakarta. So if you see, for example, in that Thanksgiving, Seba Baduy celebrations, almost all attendants are male. And I think female are left at home because they believe that it may be exhausted to walk days and night to the capital city for the celebration. So yeah, for schooling, look at, for example, just now in mobile schooling by Pak Asep Kurnia, it's also by male and female children. So schooling and working, it's okay for both male, but maybe the administration, the leadership, I think that's also happened. I think in our administration in Indonesia, for example, the president is always male. In US, for example, I think Indonesia and Filipina and Malaysia, I think ASEAN country, we have much better feminism in terms of national leadership. I know Filipina have female president, right? Is that Macapagal Arroyo? Is it right? Your former.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Mary, you have two
Actually,
female.
Macapagal
sir.
Arroyo and then
Yes,
Aquino.
sir.
Oh, Aquino,
Yes,
yes, that's right. I think
Aquino was
Indonesia
the
also.
first one.
Oh, sorry, Aquino first. Yeah, sorry. Aquino and Macapagal Arroyo, and then Malaysia. I think Malaysia also has. Do you have one female? Hakim, Malaysia?
No, sir.
Not
All
yet.
male.
Only male, yeah. But
Yeah.
in Singapore, a president that's female to be in Singapore, right? Now, I think the current president of Singapore is also female. I know in Pakistan that's also female, right? Pakistan, I know one female president, and also in Indonesia we have also female president. But look, if you go to US, we will never find president. That maybe vice president, yes, but not president yet until now. And US has been how many years of age? US 300, 400 years of age, but until now they have no single female president. And US said they are the champion of feminism. You see, how come the champion of feminism, the champion of democracy, but no female president? Indonesia and ASEAN countries, we don't say we are a champion of feminism, but we appreciate female. And that is represented in our top national leadership. We have female president in all ASEAN countries. So Yeah, so that's the rule of women. So maybe in leadership, it's limited in the physical movement, but in working just now, especially in child rearing, I think female is also dominant. Yeah, childcare, I think mostly that's also dominant in the community, in the body. Okay, I hope I have answered your question,
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. Now we have another question, sir. Please, this might be the last question from the question box. So, yeah, it is the last question, sir. It is from Nurul Amirah, and also from from Nurul Amirah. She asked about are the people in Baduy allowed to marry the other ethnicity, and how the hierarchy of the villagers in Inner Baduy and Outer Baduy differ each other.
Okay. Thank you, Amira, for that question. Yes, intermarriage. Okay. Those inner and outer Baduy who believe in their Sunda Wiwitan, so they married in between their group. Yeah. So, for example, the inner circle they marry with the inner circle, and then the outer circle who believe in that religious belief they married. So there is no intermarriage with external within that community group. But when these outer body people they move out and they blend with the outer communities, with the mainstream communities, and some they convert to Islam, become Muslim, and some convert to Christianity, become Christian, then the intermarriage happened between the Muslim Badui and the community outside, Christian Badui and the community sides. And even sometimes this conversion is because of the marriage. So for example, because there is a marriage between a Badui and a Christian, and then this marriage leads to conversion of the Badui people to become Christian. And also this also happened with the Muslim people. I have some relative in my village who are married to the Badui people who are already become Muslim. So these Muslim people migrated from their community, their residence, and live in my village, and they get married with my relative. So that's common to have intermarriage with outsider when they live outside the group, and then they convert to Islam or to Christianity. But when they are still within their community, within their Sunda Wiwitan group, they marry between intergroup, not outside. That's with the marriage. And the second one, hierarchy. What do you mean by hierarchy? Hierarchy of, do you mean by hierarchy of, what do you mean? Who is from who? From Akila, from who? Dian, what does hierarchy mean here?
I think it is about how their people are respecting each other between the outer and the inner. What's the difference, sir? I think.
Actually, Amira added something on the chat box,
like
like the
the
puun.
Puun, do they live in Inner Baduy village? Like,
Okay. Thank you. Yes. So the Puun, yeah, Puun is the state. I think Puun is like Raja in Malaysia, the king, yeah, in the state of Malaysia. So this is the Puun, the spiritual leader who decide the Jaro, or maybe the prime minister in Malaysia, yeah. So Puun is like the king, the Raja in Malaysia, and then Jaro is like the prime minister in Malaysia. So now, for example, in Malaysia, I know you have new prime minister, right, Hakim? Yeah, and this also is installed by the king, right? So I think Puun is spiritual leader. So the Puun. So sometimes the Jaro is, sometimes it is elected, but sometimes it is determined by the Puun. So the Puun, who is the spiritual leader who decide determine who will become Jaro and leader of the community. Yes, and sometimes the period of the Jaro, sometimes it takes 5 years, like the government, or sometimes it's longer, sometimes it's short. It depends on the the discretion of the Puun. So the hierarchy here is with the Puun, yes, for example, but there is no, but not hierarchy like maybe later on from Ibu Mirsa, you will see the hierarchy in Balinese, for example, yeah, the case. I don't see the strong hierarchy here in the Bali people. So the Bali people, as you see from, for example, from my slide, for example, the Jaro and the Pu'un, they can sit together, they can talk together, they can eat from the same place, for example, yeah, the same gathering, for example. So, and also the married, I don't see, I haven't heard any, married between case, but in Bali, I think you will later on from Ibu Mirsa, you will see how strong is, case or hierarchy in Bali, that you cannot break their marriage, inter case of marriage, otherwise you will be in trouble. Yeah, you will have social punishment. Not only social punishment, maybe physical punishment when if you get intermarriage in the Bali society. So I don't see that kind of hierarchy, and except for, yeah, I think the Pu'un, maybe Pu'un, the selection of the Pu'un, it may be from one of Pu'un to another one. It depends on, it's like the king, for example, when Pu'un died, and they will choose another Pu'un, another leader. That's with the Pu'un. But with the Jaro, or the head of the village, I think it's chosen by the Pu'un in most cases, but not as democratic as what we are doing, for example, by election. But that's democracy. The people join the election by the local government. That's formal administration. But among the Badu people, I think the election is more on, using the local wisdom, the local authority of the Pu'un. Do I answer your questions?
Yes, sir. I think that's enough. All right, everyone. That was our last question, which means our session with Pak Abu for today also has come to an end. Now let's give Pak Abu a huge appreciation by clicking clap reaction on your screen. Thank you so much,
Thank you
Pak
very much.
Abu.
I'm happy to see these young people, yeah. Dian, I'm very happy to see these millennials who are interested in indigenous community. Thank you.
Yes, and also thank you for a very enthusiastic participation for all of the participants here. It's such an amazing experience. I can see all the people here being enthusiastic. And last but not least, I would like to say thank you to our media partner, P Radio Gaya Juara. And also, I'd like to remind you again, participants, that I hope you already filled the attendance form, because we will close it soon. After the meeting is end, we will close the link to access the attendance form, okay? So make sure you don't miss it. Now, before I officially close today's session, we will take some photos together as a documentation. So please turn on your camera and give us your best smile. Friends from Dia, maybe can you help us to take some pictures?
Okay. So be ready, everyone. There are 3 slides. Yeah, I would give the instruction. Okay. All right. Give us your best pose. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's the first picture. Second, for the second slide, be ready. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you. Now for the last slide, prepare. Okay, 1, 2, 3. All right, thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Iman.
All right, thank you, Iman. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, now we have come to the end of today's agenda, but don't worry, because we're still gonna have another great session tomorrow with another interesting topic. We will have Indigenous People of Dayak, the philosophy of life for tomorrow. So make sure you attend tomorrow's session, okay? So Finally, I'm Dian, your master of ceremony for today, signing off. See you tomorrow and have a nice day. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you, everyone.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you,
Bye,
everyone. Thank you so much,
everyone.
Thank you,
Abby.
everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
It's good to see you.
Bye,
See you again, Sir Ahmad.
Yeah,
Thank
see
you.
you,
Bye.
Magandang
Thank
umaga.
you.
Bye, guys.
Bye,
Bye
guys.
guys, thank you.
Bye. Thank you po.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, thank you. Bye.
Oke, panitia aja ini ya.
Masih recording ya, Teh?